Hello, my fellow Americans. I'm that one nerd, Jacob.
And I'm that one Scout Collins.
And welcome to the Those Nerds on a Podcast debate night. In my Discord, I asked, give us debatable questions. And it's debatable whether half the questions you guys asked are debatable. But we're going to try to get through them the best that we can.
Avian broke the rule of no politics, so I shot him.
Thank God. We are going to, So, in case it's very not obvious, we are not answering political questions during this. That was too political, brother.
With my politically charged burp.
But yeah, so, here's the rules. We're gonna have 2 minutes per person to answer a question. If one of us is unable to form any kind of answer, we're just going to skip it. We want to make sure that we are able to thoroughly go through questions. So to all you fucks that asked about Naruto, I have never seen a single episode. Kill yourself. Anyway, you ready?
Yeah.
And then we'll switch back and forth who leads off each question. So I'll go ahead and let you lead off the first question. Summer asks, what cookie is the best cookie? Let me get a 2-minute timer. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Go.
You see, Jacob, chocolate chip is the best cookie because, tasty yum yum, melty chocolate chip in my mouth. It's all nice and warm. Chocolate chip melted mouth, tasty yum yum. Sweet chalky milk.
Is it just this for 2 minutes?
Can't fuck it up unless you burn the shits. Tasty yum yum. Could be oat if want. Could not also be oat. Could be regular flour. Tasty yum yum chalky chip. Chalky chips ahoy. Generic bread somehow tastes just as good if not better. Mixed with milk, dippy with the chalky. Tasty yum yum.
We need a mediator for the next one. What the fuck is this?
Tasty yum yum. Chalky milk mix well. Vanilla milk mix well. Strawberry milk mix well. Wanna feel fat? Chalky chip yum yum. Cold glass of milk good. Mixed with hot chocolate good. Somehow mixed with Mountain Dew Blue Voltage good. Mix Maybe not at the same time. Maybe not dip chalky yum yum, but eat once and then take sip after chalky yum yum down throat. Better than mugging. Tasty yum yum.
You have 20 seconds.
I fucking love chocolate chip. Wee. That's it. I repel my time. I concede my time. What's the actual term?
I yield my time.
I Yahtzee my time.
All right. Here I go. So, while I do agree with Caleb's point that chocolate chip cookies are indeed very delicious, the best cookie is a peanut butter thumbprint cookie. Now, to those of my fellow Americans watching that don't know what a thumbprint cookie is, it's where you cook the cookie normally, but then for the last about 5 minutes, you put a Hershey's Kiss in the middle of the cookie, let it melt slightly. Obviously, you don't want the whole thing to melt. You still want it to keep its shape, but you let it melt slightly so that way it's still gooey chocolate, yummy yum. But again, it holds its shape. The peanut butter is a great sweet and salty vessel, and the chocolate on top really wraps it together. For peanut butter, eating a peanut butter sandwich, you normally get milk. So it's already perfect for milk because of the peanut butter and the chocolate. So, my fellow Americans, I hope you will join me in realizing that peanut butter thumbprint cookies are the best. And shout out to one fellow American, Izzy, that says oatmeal raisin cookies are the best. Kill yourself. I yield my time. All right.
Our next question comes from Smells for Real. Question 1, whose dick bigger? Please provide photo evidence.
Are we about to do the meat reveal? All right, meat reveal time. All right, here we go. I'm kidding. I'm not actually going to. 10
Okay.
millimeters. I yield my time.
10 feet. Okay, joke question aside. Out of the two of you, who is most likely to get banned from a country and why?
All right. I am ready. So, if I were to say which one of the two of us would get banned from a country, I mean, this is no slander to my opponent, but it would clearly be Caleb. Some of his takes are just simply too based for governments that are not our own. And I fear that in certain countries that his based takes and opinions would get him thrown in jail or banned entirely from the country. Based takes such as gub, pew pew, haha, or other things that I am not going to get too deep into. He has opinions that are just simply too controversial for the outside world, and are considered acceptable within our own society. So again, as no slander to Mr. Collins here, he would be the one that would get banned from a foreign country. I yield my time. You ready?
All right. Yes.
Go.
I also mean zero slander to my opponent, that one nerd Jacob. However, that one nerd Jacob is one of the Skittles people, and there's an entire section of the world that does not take well to nut garglers. You see, if I were to pick a specific country, I feel like Iran, with their multiple supplies of crayons, would not bode very well for my opponent Jacob. I feel like they wouldn't let him into the country, considering that it's right there next to his name on his X profile. I yield my time.
God damn, I didn't even think about that, honestly. I would like to take back my statement. I agree with my opponent here.
You like how I said one of the
Skittles
Skittles
people.
believe the rainbow, ban the rainbow.
All right. All right. Next question. Still coming from Summer here. Which Gatorade is the best, and why is it red nipple tip? Caleb, are you ready?
This is a trick question.
You may begin.
All right. So, when we have to say best Gatorade, my fellow American, that's your bad, my fellow idiots, when we have to consider Gatorade, we have to factor in two variables, not just a single variable. It is consistency, it's consistent quality no matter the temperature, with hot Gatorade being a complete X factor. Like, who the hell drinks hot Gatorade?
Freaks.
No.
Did not mean to interfere with your time, but freaks.
Oh, we agree. And we also have to factor in. That whenever we drink said flavor, it is consistently good no matter what time of the year it is. So that automatically eliminates the lime cucumber, because if you drink that room temperature in the winter, you're not in for a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I present to you all basic lemon lime, because you can drink it room temperature, out of a nipple, out of a cap, out of those big gold jugs that they sell sometimes at the very bottom of the gas stations. It's just a consistently good flavor. Nobody ever says no to it. Therefore, it has to be the best if nobody ever says no to lemon lime. I yield my time.
I would like to start off by saying that my opponent is just simply wrong. Whenever you ask people what kind of Gatorade would you like, most of the time they say any of them but yellow. And I would also like to say that my opponent is a fucking fed, because who refers to Gatorades by their name rather than their color? Mr. Collins. You see, everyone refers to Gatorades by their color. And everyone always says, yellow tastes like ass. Everyone. I have never met a single person who loves yellow Gatorade. I've met plenty of people who tolerate it, I being one of those people. But when it comes to the best of the best of the best, this is not only including my opinion, but this is including the opinions of those around me. It has to be blue Gatorade. Original blue, not the chill mix, not Gatorade Zero. We're just talking the original blue Gatorade. That is the consistent most popular one, and that is also why their competitor Powerade always supplies that for soda fountains, because blue is what sells the most. Now, some people may say that red is the best Gatorade. Least offensive, yes. That is probably one that everyone will gladly take. But whenever you're coming in terms of, kind of like my opponent here said, flavor depending on whether it's warm or whether it's been in the fridge for a little bit, blue is consistent, it is amazing, and that is why it is the best flavor. I yield my time.
You mean Glacier Freeze?
No, the original blue was cool blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was a bait! It was a bait! It was a bait! I got him! I got him! Okay. Would you consider a block of cheese a loaf of milk?
Charity, what the hell? All right. Well, it's my turn. It's my turn.
Okay.
Mr. Collins, I am speaking. What the fuck? A loaf of milk. You see, there's more that goes into cheese than just milk. There's enzymes, there's proteins that just operate differently than milk. While yes, milk is a very important ingredient in cheese, the main ingredient, one cannot just simply consider a block of cheese a loaf of milk, because that ignores all the other scientific and natural elements that go into forming that block of cheese. Pretty simple answer, but no, it is not a loaf of milk. I yield my time. You ready?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually concur with my opponent here. A cheese is not a loaf of milk, because one must define loaf. A loaf is dough that has gone through a form of fermentation, that being yeast making the bread dough rise, and then it is cooked. If one were to consider cheese to be going to milk, for milk to be going through the fermentation process, it would actually be more akin to calling cheese distilled milk.
What?
Because we put it through fermentation and then mixed it heavily. Therefore, cheese is actually wine milk. It is just a more solid. It is just a more solid and thick version of milk, which has gone through fermentation and mixed. Therefore, cheese is a wine. I yield my time.
All right. Next up.
You hate that. You hate that.
Next up from Dan. Who is better at Fortnite, and why is it Caleb? You may begin, Caleb.
You see, I'm a better sniper than everyone else on the team combined. I consistently get less kills because I just hand them over to my teammates. I just let them have them. You see, it's all just a ploy. I'm consistently lower level because I let my friends get the chance to get the kills in front of me. Whenever we do quests, I always do the quests my friends do, so they get more levels ahead of me. Obviously, I have less crowns than all of my friends. Therefore, that makes me a better player because I'm not a sweat. And another thing is, we have to take into account that this is also my second profile. Go Easy on the Noobs was if we were to take my whole career, we have to say that combined, Captain Birch 345 / Scotty Boy and Go Easy on the Noobs obviously outpaces all of my opponents. and I'm just so good at Fortnite that I had to retire from streaming solo because there were just too many highlights. I couldn't fit them all in a single YouTube video. It's just one of those deals. Unlike my opponent, that one nerd Jacob, I consistently don't rage quit the game, which makes me a better Fortnite player. There was also that headshot that I put on German Jacob during the board game, which obviously proves that I'm a better Fortnite player. He didn't even see it coming. Didn't even see it coming. Makes me a better player. How much time do I have left?
8 seconds.
Yeah, I yield my time.
So, I would like to start this off with facts and statistics, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb, will you go to fortnite.gg/stats for me? You see, I have my stat card pulled up right here. I am very proud of my stat card. I have a 10.7% win rate, average about 5 kills a game. I average about 4.5 kills per match, and I am closing in on 1,000 kills for the season, something that my opponent could never do. He wants to speak humbly and say it's because he gives us the kills, he wants us to feel good. It's because he's dog shit. He cannot clutch. Anytime we leave him to clutch, we lose. Now, granted, I'm not the best at clutching either, but you could look back at the history of any time that we've played together. If I have to clutch, I have at least a 3 times more successful clutch rate than Mr. Collins here. You see, and I feel like the stats speak for themselves. When you want to go into who is the best Fortnite player, sure, you can go into this and that and this and that. But at the end of the day, who's killing the most? Who has the most kills per death? Who has the most kills per game? I am currently sitting at 23 wins for the season. I am currently sitting at 13 crown wins, meaning I have 13, maybe not consecutive, but at least 13 times I have won consecutive games. This is something that I believe my opponent here just cannot say for himself. Not this season, not any previous season, no seasons. I yield my time. Also, kill yourself, Dan.
So, do I have to make an account on Fortnite.gg before it starts saving my stuff?
No, you just use your Epic Games username. I'm kind of curious now.
So it's just my Epic Games and then my Epic Games password?
You just go to fortnite.gg/stats. You don't have to go to the actual website.
/stats. Okay, so I can type in. Oh, what was the combination of letters that I picked?
345.
Really?
I believe so.
Let's see. Scouty. It was Scouty Boy 345.
If that's not it, then I don't know, and I don't want to sit here to find out.
Wait. I opened Fortnite. Let me check. Scouty Boy 345. Okay, there was a capital B in there.
This is how well I know my opponent. I know him down to his Fortnite account username.
Well, to be fair, no matter what I say next, I'm wrong because you have 2 good fucking accounts. Let me see. I am at 5 wins on okay. For 4 hours and 6 minutes of playtime and an average of 11 minutes and 42 seconds average match time. 5 wins, 23.8% win rate, 21 matches, an average of 2 kills per death, and with a total of 32 kills.
All right, anyway.
I'm just gonna.
If you want to pull the next question, please.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
All right. I would just like to lead straight off and say, yes, a hot dog is a sandwich. A sandwich broken down into simple terms is toppings set within bread or roll, normally starting with meat and also consisting of things like veggies, cheese, and sauce. all of which can be used to describe a hot dog. You see, a hot dog roll or a hot dog bun is nothing short of just a roll, a hoagie roll, if you want to be specific. And kind of similar to Subway, it's just bread that's on a hinge. So if your definition is only that it has to be two slices of separate bread, then you're immediately misclassifying all kinds of sandwiches in your own definition. So yes, a hot dog is a sandwich because the hot dog itself is meat. Sure, we might not know what it is half the time, but we know that it's meat. And you can top it with things like ketchup, mustard. You can put relish on there. You can top it with pickles, onions, chili, cheese. You can top it with just about anything that you can put onto a sandwich. Sure, not everything works on a hot dog like it does a sandwich, but the definition of sandwich still classifies it as a sandwich. And I believe my opponent may have been here with me, but could you say that you may have been short on bread, the only bread that you've had, or the only bread that you've had is a hot dog bun, and you wanted a sandwich. You had the sandwich ingredients, you had the meat, the cheese, the sauce, but you didn't have any actual bread, so you used a hot dog bun. Could I safely believe that you've done that at least once?
Yes, I have used a single piece of bread in lieu of a hot dog bun.
No, I'm saying like sandwich stuff in a hot dog bun.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
long story short, hot dog is a sandwich. I yield my 9 seconds I had left. Go ahead.
Well. Hmm. So, according to the Oxford Dictionary,
Oh boy.
a sandwich is 2 slices of bread, and a hot dog is a single piece of bread.
So a submarine sandwich is not a sandwich because those are normally single pieces of bread on a hinge.
Yes, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, I have the unfortunate news of telling you that a hot dog, by definition, is actually a Wellington. And if you use a beef hot dog, you are eating a beef Wellington.
I can't hate it. I
It
can't
even
hate it.
It even uses mustard.
I can't hate it. I can't hate it.
That means that those hot dog sliders that you make with the little croissant, it's a Wellington, because a Wellington requires a outer layer of bread, a single outer layer of bread containing the meat inside, which is the definition of a hot dog. Therefore, my fellow idiots, a hot dog is a beef hot dog is a Wellington, and the worst part is that a Wellington specifically doesn't even need to be beef. There are recipes that include ham and coated meat in prosciutto.
Prosciutto?
Prosciutto. Sorry. So, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a sandwich. It is a Wellington. I yield my time.
You yielded your time right as the timer ended. Wow. Goddamn.
Your face, it's a Wellington. Oh.
All right. Third question in a row from Dan. What franchise has the best chicken sandwich? Caleb, you may begin.
So Chick-fil-A has a spicy chicken sandwich, which is the best chicken sandwich. Tasty, yum yum. It has little pickles over the top of sandwich, and tasty, yum yum. It's mixed with peanut oil, so tasty, yum yum. Kind of shit it out later, but tasty, yum yum whenever you're eating it. I'm gonna be honest. There have been other franchises where restaurants have literally closed down because they were trying to get that one specific sandwich. That's nothing but a skill issue. You know who consistently always has the greatest sandwich, and they always keep it in stock because it's the greatest sandwich? Chick-fil-A. They literally have dethroned every other chicken sandwich because they've stuck to what they were good at. They are the reigning champions of chicken sandwich. They are the reigning heavyweight champions of chicken sandwich. Roman Reigns' streak ain't got nothing on Chick-fil-A with the Chick-fil-A sandwich title. It's literally just chicken sandwich, and then hits him with the Stone Cold iced tea, and then
Stone
and then
Cold Iced Tea.
and then 1, 2, 3. Chick-fil-A has defeated all opponents. Every other one is mediocre. This Chick-fil-A is the Squilliam Fancy Son, and every other restaurant is Squidward. This Chick-fil-A is a chicken sandwich. I yield my time.
I would like to start my statement by saying Chick-fil-A is overrated. Now, hear me out. Anytime I've gone there, the staff is amazing. Their fries are great, but their chicken is incredibly bland, dry, and underwhelming. Now, I'm not going to say this is the best chicken sandwich, but even Arby's offers a better chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A. People only say Chick-fil-A because of the novelty, because it's popular, and because it's the original chicken sandwich. So, what is the best chicken sandwich? Quite simple. It's Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich. You see, Popeye's doesn't use a tiny little slab of chicken. They use a giant chunk of chicken breast. It is cooked to perfection. It is juicy. It is crispy. Their spicy seasoning and sauce mix that they use in there, perfect. It also has the little pickles that you talked about that Chick-fil-A uses. And anyone that believes that Chick-fil-A is superior also has a little pickle. So, again, if you like to keep your Chick-fil-A, that's fine. You can keep your dry chicken that is overhyped. I will be going to Popeyes, where chicken is done properly, where chicken is done with love and with care, where chicken is flavorful, juicy, and in a decent enough quantity to where I don't still feel hungry after eating it. I yield my time. Yeah, I went there. Read the next question for you. Or for me.
Is a Pop-Tart a ravioli?
No, I yield my time. Go ahead. I swear to God, if you look up the fucking Oxford Dictionary definition of what a goddamn ravioli is.
So the Merriam-Webster definition of a ravioli. The Merriam-Webster dictionary definition is small cases of pasta. Ravioli are small cases of pasta, often square, stuffed with a filling, usually of meat or cheese. Now, if we look up the definition of pasta, we will find that according to the oxfordlanguages.org,
Kill yourself, sir.
A dish from Italy consisting of dough made from durum wheat extruded or stamped into various shapes and cooked in boiling water, typically served with a sauce. Now, if we look up where Pop-Tarts were created, we will see that it was in Cleveland, Ohio. Which means, in fact, no. Pop-Tarts are not a ravioli. I yield my time. You were not expecting Cleveland, Ohio, were you?
No, I can't say that I was.
Well, if that's cursed knowledge. Pop-Tarts are from Ohio.
Shout out Avian, Matt, all the gang up there. All right. Which fast food has the best fries? You may begin.
You see, my fellow idiots, I am a simple man. And I believe that there are a certain criteria when it comes to fries. For instance, there are multiple categories of fries. But when you picture fries in your head, do you picture curly fries? Of
No.
course you don't. Do you picture waffle fries?
No.
Of course you don't. you picture good old-fashioned French fries. Therefore, McDonald's. I yield my time.
So I would like to partially agree with my opponent here. McDonald's fries are easily top 3 of all time. It's simple. To be specific, the kind of fry you're thinking of is a shoelace fry. It is a shoelace cut. Curly fries are great in their own right. Waffle fries are great in their own right. But again, as my opponent mentioned, any person, whenever they hear French fries, thinks of a shoelace cut fry. Again, McDonald's is amazing. I have nothing against McDonald's here. The only time their fries are bad is whenever it's clear that they've been sitting for a while. That's the only time that they're bad. But a competitor that joined the fry competition relatively recently, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Now, hear me out. I'm not sure what they coat the fries with. I know that they probably cook them in the same oil as the chicken, but the coating on the fry makes it crispier and it gives it enough flavor to where it can hold up on its own. Now, granted, McDonald's fries can also hold up on their own. I've eaten plain McDonald's fries plenty of times and enjoyed myself, but something about the KFC fry is more enjoyable. The only thing that makes people hate it is that they had to take away potato wedges, which I agree. They should not have taken away potato wedges for those fries. They could have coexisted, but the best fast food fry is Kentucky Fried Chicken. I yield my time.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, what's the next one we got, brother man?
Is cereal soup?
No, I yield my time.
Well, are you ready with the timer?
Yes, do not look up a fucking dictionary definition, you goddamn fucker.
According to oxfordlanguages.org, a soup is a liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables in stock or water. Now, what are the two things that cereals are typically made out of? Wheat and corn. And if we look up, is wheat a vegetable? Wheat, in fact, is not a vegetable. It is technically classified as a grain. Grains are a different botanical definition, and it is and wheat is counted in an entirely separate culinary category than a vegetable. So, what is the other thing that most cereals are made out of? Corn. And is corn, in fact, a vegetable? Well, if we look up using my source, healthline.com, corn is actually not a vegetable. It is a fruit. I yield my time.
Hold the fuck up. We're gonna take a pause here. How the fuck is corn a fruit? That's like the goddamn state vegetable of Oklahoma being a fucking watermelon.
The reason why corn is a fruit is because it is technically in the same kind of fruit category as a pomegranate.
I hate that. All right.
This has gone from debate to Caleb finds cursed knowledge by trying to answer these goddamn questions.
All right.
Oh.
Next one. If you were 12 to 13 and money didn't really matter, Dave & Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese or Summer Added or Incredible Pizza. You may begin.
Oh, I have to go first?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to choose Chuck E. Cheese because for one simple problem. Dragons have invaded Dave & Buster's, so I can't go in there. It is too dangerous. It is a hot zone. The dragon wars have never ended. They're still there. I can't in safe conscience attend a Dave & Buster's. They are now Dave and Dragon Busters. An Incredible Pizza, while really cool if you're a child, as an adult, it's incredibly mid, and 12 to 13 is when you start to figure out where the mid places in the arcade are, like where all the mid places are. Also, Chuck E. Cheese has the best prize counter out of all three of them. So you can just sit there and just spam Deal or No Deal with Howie in the corner and get like a shit ton of tickets, and then take it over to the prize booth, and you're walking away with something pretty nice. Money is no object, so I could just sit there and gamble money all day until I could get that goddamn fluorescent toy dinosaur off the top shelf, which is not going to be in the other places. Also, the pizza at Chuck E. Cheese is pretty good because they actually take it to you. Like Chuck E. Cheese's pizza is kind of better than Incredible Pizza because the pizzas are bigger and they like give you more pizza. It's like a rotating pizza thing. Like Chuck E. Cheese will be like unlimited pizza on Thursdays. Well, I'm gonna show up on a Thursday then. Duh. And also, there's a giant ball pit in most Chuck E. Cheese's, and I yield my time.
So, kind of to my opponent's point, I've never fucking been at a Dave & Buster's, so that's already off the list. Now, I took heavy offense. I took heavy offense whenever you called Incredible Pizza mid. Here's some things that Incredible Pizza has that Chuck E. Cheese does not: mini golf, 3D roller coaster theater, bumper cars, go-karts, trampoline park. The list goes on. Yeah, sure, some of the arcade offerings may not be as good, but if money's no option, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing the all-day special deal. You go in, and I can spend $50 as many times as I want, but that gets you the buffet. That's the other thing. Incredible Pizza's a buffet. And they have more options than just pizza, so you can get more than pizza. It's a buffet. The $50 offers you 5 attractions, which everything that I mentioned that Chuck E. Cheese does not have counts as an attraction. Oh yeah, and laser tag. They have laser tag. Chuck E. Cheese does not. You get 5 attractions, 2 hours of unlimited non-ticketed arcade play, and $10 worth of money loaded onto the card. And the cards are rechargeable. I could take that son of a bitch up to the front counter, drop another 50, or if I just want to do ticket games, I could drop that in there. And I don't know where you're coming from whenever you say that the ticket counter is better at Chuck E. Cheese. Motherfucker, I saw dirt bikes at Incredible Pizza. I never saw a dirt bike at a Chuck E. Cheese. And while, yes, it is an expensive thing to get a dirt bike, at least you have the thought of getting a dirt bike, unlike at Chuck E. Cheese. I yield my time. I genuinely got kind of mad whenever you said Incredible Pizza was mid. That shit was my childhood, teenagehood, early adulthood. I fucking love Incredible Pizza.
Well, maybe the reason why I always thought that Incredible Pizza was mid is because we never did that all day thing. It was like you get to do one thing and then you have to go because we're broke.
That's fair. All right, what's the next one?
Which Mario 3D game is the best?
Simple answer: Super Mario Sunshine. Now, don't get me wrong. Galaxy, beautiful game. Odyssey, amazing game. I haven't played the one that isn't 64, the one that released on the Wii U, because I never owned a Wii U. But Super Mario Galaxy offers a fun mix of new intuitive gameplay that involves the new FLUDD system, which offers more unique movements, more unique capabilities, and there's still stages sprinkled around that rely on more traditional 3D platforming, kind of akin more to Mario 64. But the world is vibrant, it's beautiful, it's fun to explore. Also, fully voice-acted Mario game. They don't make those anymore. You might get a couple voice lines here and there. This one was fully voice-acted. So, you get a mild cinematic experience alongside intuitive, fun, and new gameplay. What more could you ask for in a 3D Mario game? I yield my time.
So, Super Mario 64 is
Wrong.
obviously the best. Is obviously the best.
Wrong.
Is obviously the best game because if we think about it, it built the most lore that any other game up until that point has ever given Mario. It literally reinvented the concept of a 3D platformer that inspired millions of other games to come. Anyone who complains about that game because they never finished it has a massive skill issue. Because I would like to make it clear to the public, I've completed that game
So have
100%.
I.
And let me just tell you, it's great. It's a fantastic game.
Wrong.
It's so great because you can also just speed run that sucker, and it's really really cool. Um, I love the paintings, the concept of jumping into a painting to go into the different dimensions and collect the stars, and revisiting different places after you get power ups. So it's not just one linear thing.
Same thing with Mario Sunshine, but go off.
You have, excuse me. It's my time. Let me talk, please. And I just have to say that Super Mario Sunshine, while a great game, is just a massive ripoff off of Super Mario 64. They just took all of the things from Super Mario 64 and said, let's just strap a water jetpack onto it and make it and that makes it different. And also, the Bomb Mom Buddies never made another appearance in another game, so obviously all the other games are trash because what the hell, where are my Bomb Mom Buddies? And I yield my time.
Rage bait used to be believable, by the way. That is the worst fucking take you have ever had. I hope you know that.
Oh, I've got more.
Oh man. All right.
The N64 controller was a superior controller to the GameCube.
All right. I've never played a Paper Mario game, so we're gonna skip that one.
I played the first one.
Yeah, so we can't really form an opinion on that. Sorry, Dan. Best appetizer at Chili's. You may begin. I also have to look up their menu.
I just have to remember what the fuck is like, cause I'm said appetizer menu. Come on. It's got to be the boneless wings. Because I'm going to be honest, those go with everything. And crispy boneless wings, hand tossed it up to 2 flavors. It is the most customizable thing on this menu. And yes, there is a couple of other things that you could say, hey, I'm in the mood for that specifically. But say you're ordering for the table and you all need to come to an agreement on what to get. The boneless wings is obviously the choice because the only other option would be the triple dipper, and it's very, very difficult to share that if you have more than one person. Granted, you could order more than one triple dipper, but that breaks the whole point of the appetizer. If you get boneless wings, you could give 8 people 2 wings in a flavor that everyone's okay with. This is obviously the best choice, is the boneless wings. I yield my time.
So, in a way, I do agree about boneless wings. I feel like that is just a universally loved thing. I personally love me some boneless wings. But, kind of also what you mentioned, I am going to go with the triple dipper. Here's the thing. If you have people that only want one thing, everyone wants one thing, perfect. Boneless wings all the way. If you have people that are indecisive, or it's someone says, I want this, and another person says, I want this. The triple dipper, you now have 3 options in a single appetizer that can be split amongst those people. So, if you were ordering for yourself, boneless wings are perfect. But in your specific example, you used a group setting. And for a group setting, the triple dipper has to be the superior option just because of the variety that you get, and it pleases everyone. Unless, of course, everyone just agrees on wings. I yield my time.
How is it that Evan is the best / most selfless at Dead by Daylight out of all of us?
I will begin here by saying Evan has his moments. You see, he's the most selfless because I will say that he is inherently bad at assessing risk. That is very obvious by his Fortnite record of jumping into battles by himself and immediately fucking dying. Now, this may be a bad thing in Fortnite, but this carries over well to Dead by Daylight, because if he sees an opponent, or not an opponent, if he sees a teammate hooked by his opponent, he's running out of his way to go and unhook them, even if it means certain death. So, a bad trait in one game carries over to be a relatively good trait in a game like Dead by Daylight, where you are more having to work on saving your teammates while repairing generators, whereas with Fortnite, it's much better to push as a squad rather than as an individual. I yield my time.
Well, the question was, how is it that Evan is the best / most selfless out of Dead by Daylight out of all of us?
Yeah, and I answered that question. Thank you.
Well, I was just reminding the audience. The reason why Evan is the most selfless out of all of us is specifically because Evan is not in a competitive. Dead by Daylight doesn't really reward sweating.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever the Ancient One proclaimed the "oh, you're on your last hook, let us walk" rule, that's our home rule. Evan is very easy to convince to do it again and again and again and again. Sometimes
and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
The amount of times I just straight up lied and told Evan that this, in fact, was my last hook. Is astounding. And yes, he to my opponent's credit, he pointed out how Evan could be a good teammate whenever he's a survivor, but as a killer, he just lets us get away with some of the dumbest shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And, that is why I think he is the most selfless, because you have to have a very benevolent killer in order to have fun in Dead by Daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Dan fucking sucks. Fuck you, Dan. Die. Fuck you.
God damn.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Can we skip the next question?
Oh yeah, that's not really debatable, if I'm gonna be honest. That's asking for personal favorites. That's a preference question, not a debate question.
Okay, so how about this next one?
Mario or Luigi? Why?
Luigi, giant penis. I yield my time.
I agree with my opponent. Luigi, giant penis. I yield my time. Alright. What the fuck does this mean?
Do you have Clussy fever and are you wanting to play Whoopee with those cushions?
I want to start off by saying, what the fuck? Is this about that one meme with the clown from Ace Attorney?
Yes, the Clussy, if you will. The Clussy. The Clownussy.
Yeah, I know what Clussy means, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Neither. Also, her boobs are not real. They're balloons. I yield my time.
So, I would totally smash the Clussy because I wanted to see if it makes the bike sound effect when I'm hitting it from the back. I yield my time.
All right. Which Call of Duty is the best and why?
Black Ops 2. Zombies. I yield my time.
My opponent is exactly correct. Black Ops 2 was the last one that I really got into. So it's, for me, it's tied between Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2. Like those two, Modern Warfare 2, story's hard to beat. Black Ops 2, multiplayer and zombies is hard to beat. So I feel like those two have to take the place of top pedestal. But yes, my opponent is very based and correct whenever he says Black Ops 2 zombies. I yield my time.
Ease.
All right. Next question, sir.
Favorite slash most fun Yu-Gi-Oh archetype? Is that really a debate?
Again, that just that relies more on preference, I would say. Now, the next one, though, if you want to read that, we could definitely.
Sexiest Yu-Gi-Oh card.
You see, I am a simple yet classic man. Dark Magician Girl had my heart as a child. And if you're looking at the uncensored version, the non-American version, the actual Japanese version, woof, unga boinga boy, wow, wow. I yield my time. Go ahead.
Okay. My opponent has chosen a classic beauty. However, I have to pick my waifu.
God damn it.
Tour guide of the underworld. Sexy red-headed babe with pigtails and fangs? Are you kidding me? Ooh,
I should have known the entire time what your type was whenever that was your Yu-Gi-Oh waifu and then your fucking wife.
Yeah. And the black handbag with the skulls and the several feet pictures. Oh, the feet.
What?
You have no right to talk, footman. And then there's the deviant art.
Footman?
And then there's the deviant art where she's pulling out the whistle and lambasting you whenever she in a professional way, obviously. Her disappointed look in you is obviously from deviantart.com. Obviously has very pure intentions to it. And there's also a lot of fan art of her just straight up drop kicking a Sangan, which is based. So yeah. Tour guide of the underworld.
Please tell me you were joking about the feet part.
Yes, I was joking about the feet part.
Thank fuck. Calling me Footman like I'm only Footman because Chad is down bad about it. God damn. Alright. Best Yu-Gi-Oh character excluding Yugi and Kaiba. Begin.
I believe I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes it's hard to pick a character because I have to distinguish the actual Yu-Gi-Oh character from the abridged series character.
That is the realest shit you have said all day.
Because I'm like, wait, he's not actually like that in the actual show. It would probably have to be Yami Bakura because he's just a certified hater. The entire show, he never wastes a single moment to just shit on all the other characters the second he gets a chance to do it. He'll be watching a duel that just straight up doesn't involve him at all, and he will stop and just talk shit the whole time, like trash, 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 trash. When he loses, he's like, "You're still fucking trash," as he fades off into the shadow realm. Certified hater. I love it. I yield my time.
So, first of all, once again, based opinion for my opponent. But I'm not even going to go with the original series. I'm going to go with Jaden Yuki from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. GX has always been my personal favorite series of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe of all time, followed very closely by the original and then 5Ds. Jaden Yuki is what I wanted to be as a kid as a duelist. And I rewatched Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and the original. Both are very corny as hell looking back at them. But yes, the swagger, the attitude, his drive to be the king of games, and in an episode that was unreleased in America, he did beat Yugi. Therefore, technically, by definition, declaring Jaden Yuki king of games. I yield my time.
Okay, so best Naruto arc? Trash.
I've never watched Naruto, so I would not be able to answer.
Who can grade the best? I don't feel like getting up.
I don't feel like getting up either.
Is KSI's song bad or people do just not like him?
Both. I yield my time.
If the song is bad, if it had a better beat, better lyrics, a better melody, a better bass line, a better performer, a better music video, um, yeah, it probably would be a pretty fire song. Um, I will. This song has replaced Justin Bieber, what we should use to torture terrorists by playing on loop, and yeah, I could have shat onto a piece of paper and formed better lyrics than what was than what was produced. And it's not even the fact that that song is like bad because oh it's generic and cheesy. It doesn't even stick to a specific like flow consistently the whole time. It's every day, bro. Somehow managed to be a better song than this.
Whoa.
Like Nick Crompton squashes KSI, and his collars stay popping.
England is his city.
Yeah, and KSI tried to take the over Nick Crompton city and just got shat on. I wish that I could play this over my dead father so he can get up and turn it off. Like this this is bad. I hate this song so much.
God damn.
Anyway, I yield my time.
All right. Best Pokemon type, solo or dual type?
They spelled dual. Minor spelling mistake.
We win.
You're right, Jacob, we win the debate. Has my time started yet?
Yes.
Shit. Ghost type because woo, woo, woo. Also, the fact of dead Pokemon just coming back to eat the souls of the living is pretty metal as fuck. And there's one that just drags people into its sarcophagus and is like, "Your soul is mine now." And then there's that one dude that has like the face mask, and then there's Haunter with his lickies, like all kinds of just really cool shit going on. There's that one that's just a candle. It's like, what is that little guy? Look at him go. Yeah, the
Litwick.
little candle guy.
He looks like a
Look at
little.
him
He
go.
looks like a little marshmallow.
Little candles, marshmallow dude. Come on. So yeah, it's really basic. Cursed with a ghost type Pokemon is a different move where it just fucking is like I will kill myself and kill you at the same time. Great fucking way to use curse. And yeah, ghost type. I yield my time.
So you go based off of personal opinion. I go based off of facts. Steel fire. Sure, it's 4 times weak to ground, but then nothing else. Nothing the fuck else. Hear me out. Fire resists fire, so the steel weakness, boom, makes it just regular effectiveness. Not gonna hurt you very much. Steel, I believe, resists water. Hit it, boom, regular effectiveness. Sure, it doesn't negate any types, but using steel and fire, which is a very unlikely type combination, so good luck finding something that uses both just in a regular playthrough, but it offers so many cancellations to each other's solo weaknesses to where unless you're going up against a ground type Pokemon, you can go up against anything and not be hit with anything super effective. I yield my time.
A single Diglett.
Yeah, single Diglett would be a fucking nightmare for that.
Cats or dogs?
I like
why?
both. Do we have to debate that one?
Not really, because I like both too.
Okay.
But for $1, name a woman.
I don't think I can.
Your mother. Ah, shit. I love Billy on the Street a lot. I guess the next question are gun walls cool slash good to have?
All right, so I would like to say it depends on the person if they're cool. Now, if that's all they show off and all they fucking talk about, it is immediately not cool. It makes you just kind of look like a dipshit. Now, if you're just silently walking by it and someone asks, "What's that?" and you casually say, "My fucking guns," and just keep walking, immediate badass status right there. Now, good to have. I would say on a wall, no. Because if you have any home invaders and they get to the wall first, you're fucked. Lock those shits up so that way if you have a home invader, you're the only one that knows how to get to it. Or put it in a hidden place that's easy to get to. So, cool, again, depending on the person. Useful, unless it's locked down in a basement, not really. Like I said, it's a lot better to conceal stuff so that way, in the case of a home invasion, you're not having those weapons used against you. I yield my time.
Are gun walls cool? Obviously, I have seen John Wick. Are gun walls good to have? Why is my wall made of guns? Dumb motherfucker. I yield my time.
Hell yeah.
Up one, name a woman who was always right.
Anyway. All right. We're at an hour. Do we want to keep going? Because we have quite a few. Should we like start from the bottom and start working our way up for the late entries?
Okay. I don't think we've answered a single one from Avian yet. So...
Yeah, so I'm going from the bottom and I'm going up.
Oh god, Avian's just trolling. Yeah, see, there's the 2 times I shot him.
Let's see.
The only one that we can use is water wet.
Oh, I'm willing to debate that one.
Okay. You want to go first then?
Water in it of itself is not wet. It has the ability to make objects around it and that it is on wet, but it's not wet. It's not wet. If you're in the ocean, are you going to say, "Man, this ocean is wet"? No, it's getting you wet, giggity. But technically what's wet is the floor that the ocean is sitting on. You see, without something to make it wet, a single molecule of water is not wet. It does not have the ability to make itself wet. Water is not wet. It can only make other things wet. I yield my time.
According to encyclopediabritannica.com, wet is an adjective that means covered or soaked with water or another liquid. So if I cover water with oil...
But that doesn't make the water itself wet. That you have to use an outside force.
But the water is soaked with oil, making it wet.
That is if you're using an outside force.
Also,
the implication of this question is only using water by itself. Is it wet?
Let me ask you one more question, Jacob. Do you concede that ice is water?
Yes, I do agree with that.
Therefore, if I cover ice with water, is the ice wet?
It also kind of, in and of itself, the question is water as a liquid wet, and ice is water as a solid.
But water is ice. But ice is water. Therefore, if I put ice in water, I have made water wet.
Liquid water is not wet. I will retract my statement and say liquid water is not wet.
So let's say I'm the Kool-Aid man, and I just swallow some ice, and then I put water in that ice. The water has made the ice wet.
Because it is a solid, correct.
If I put more water into water, didn't I technically cover the water with water, therefore making that water wet?
No, the molecules all merge because it is the exact same substance. So it is not becoming wet. Now, you could argue that the glass that it is sitting in is wet. That's fine. But the water did not make the water wet because it is merged.
If I boil water and the water becomes a gas, is that gas wet as it's coming out of the water?
You're out of time.
Shit. Ooh, this one sounds pretty good.
What?
What is the best superpower?
Again, I feel like that boils down more to opinion rather than debatable
Pancake,
fact.
pancakes or waffles?
You go ahead and start off, but I'm down.
All right. Waffles because square get syrup cup mini cup syrup in waffle tasty yum yum. Waffle House invincible, therefore waffles invincible. Waffle cone, never heard of pancake cone. Well, technically that's a crepe, but never mind that.
Yeah, we don't talk about crepes.
Anyway, yes, waffle yield time.
Yeah, I also agree waffle because the syrup on a pancake just makes it soggy. It falls off the side. Putting syrup on a waffle, it falls into the holes. So that way the syrup shut the fuck up. The syrup stays in the waffle. Now also, before you put syrup on there, you're probably going to put butter. Butter, again, is going to make the pancake soggy. Putting butter, it slides gracefully over the holes. I'm gonna fuck a waffle. I yield my time.
Is Goldilocks a criminal?
Okay, here's the thing. So, let's go to squatters' rights laws here for a second. Let's go to I'm not saying I agree with them, but by definition, there was nobody on the property whenever Goldilocks entered in and made herself at home. Now, obviously, in the folktale, they come home the same day. Now, if she had been there on the property for 60 days and had proof due to certain state squatters' rights laws, she is not breaking a law, and they cannot legally kick her out because that means they've left the property open for them for that long period of time without actively being there. So if we were to say that it was over 60 days, no, she's not a criminal. But if it's the same day that they came back and found her in the bed, then yes, she is breaking and entering. So it depends on the time frame and it depends on the state that they're in, but those squatters laws do actually exist, which is weird. I would hate to own a house, have someone live in my basement, and I don't notice them, and then after 60 days they're like, oh hey, by the way, my property. I yield my time.
So, I believe that Goldilocks is a criminal and we should throw that bitch in prison. Because she is guilty of breaking and entering, petty theft, sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment?
They found her in a bed. My God.
Was she naked?
A child's bed.
Again, was she naked?
I don't know.
I don't think that classifies as sexual harassment.
No, I'm just I throw the book at her. Look. Squatters' rights, yes. However, it's just as you said. It's 60 days.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They were gone for like 4 hours.
That's why I said in the terms of the story, yes, she is breaking and entering.
Like, think about it like this: the dad's porridge was still hot when she got there. She admitted as much. Which means that, first of all, Mama Bear's a bitch. Why'd she make hers first? Because it was cold. She made her breakfast first and then made Dad's last. Like, what the hell? Second of all, she had no right to do what she was doing. And honestly, do you know what she did? Whenever she Whenever she was discovered by the bears, she fled the property as an admission of guilt. Has nothing to do, and even if she fled because of the bears, that's racist. So now I'm throwing this at her as a hate crime because she proved it. Because if she says it's because they're bears, I've got her.
I
I
never
will-
started a timer, but I think it's been 2 minutes. All right.
I'm going to I'm going to sue her on civilian court too for $1,000,000.
All right. I want to end it off with one that Charity sent. Hang on, let me find it again. Where did I see it? Where the fuck was it? Did she delete it like just now as I was looking at it? Oh, no, I guess it was from Dan. Wait, I guess Dan and Charity said it, because that is... What the fuck?
Well, if two people ask the question, then obviously we have to answer it. If two people are asking for it.
Okay, essentially, just because I can't find Charity's, but I can find Dan's... do violent video games contribute to real-world aggression in players? Charity asked something similar, saying, are video games negatively affecting our children? Or is this something that's entirely made up?
Am I going first?
Yes, go ahead.
No. Just no. Do you know how... Think of all of the kids that have ever played video games and didn't pumped up kicks the elementary school. It's not the fact that they play violent video games. It's the fact that one of their kids is a fucking nut and should have gotten lobotomized before he even got that close to anything. Well, violent video games are literally there to simulate a situation where you are in a violent situation, and all it does is pump you full of a little bit of adrenaline. You want to know where you also get that same concept? From a sport, a violent contact sport. Does the fact that I used to blast double leg guys across the mat make me violent when I went to school? If anything, it made me less violent because I had an outlet for my aggression. Are there always going to be some dipshits that can't control their anger, so they take their controller and chuck it against a wall? No, yes, but it's not because it's not because of the video game. It's because they don't have a dad. It's these people are just crazy, violent people, and they were going to be crazy, violent people no matter what, whether the video game was around or not. Dinga-dinga-durgan. I yield my time.
So, I fully agree. Video games do not make people violent. And that, if you are to take that route, movies, TV shows, songs make people violent. The media that you consume does not make you that exact type of person. I play farming games. Am I a fucking farmer? Absolutely not. One of my favorite games of all time is Stardew Valley. I am not a professional farmer. I wouldn't know the first thing about it. Like, and also
even motivated to go garden after playing Stardew Valley?
I mean, I'm motivated, but I don't. And also, whenever it comes to video game violence, that also comes down to what humans learn as right and wrong. I'm pretty sure almost any damn human is going to be taught by their parents at a very young age, killing people is bad. If you're not taught that by your parents, then I'm sorry, parents, you can't blame the video games. You have to blame your bad fucking parenting skills. Video game problems are not video game problems. They're problems that you refuse to acknowledge within your child. It's also been scientifically studied that violent video games are a great way to reduce stress, especially in young adults. That's why sometimes whenever people get home from a stressful day of work, school, what have you, they will go home and they will play a game of Call of Duty, a game of Fortnite, a game of Halo, a game of Grand Theft Auto. Those are outlets for them to let their anger out in a safer, healthier way. If anything, I would say that media like this, and to what you said, sports in general that, you know, promote physical combat in a safe, protected environment, are doing the opposite of making people violent. It's making them more mellowed out. They know that it's wrong, And kind of like Caleb said, yes, there's going to be one motherfucker here or there that's like, yeah, I planned this all out in Grand Theft Auto RP. But guess what? That is one person in millions of users on a regular basis. So if you genuinely believe that video games make people violent, you need to reevaluate your life and you need to reevaluate how you were grown in your household. Damn, I used a whole 2 minutes with that. I got angry. That topic made me violent. Unless you see one that absolutely sticks out, I feel like that's a good place to end.
This is a great place to end it.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all so much for watching. In the comments, cast your vote. Don't know what we're voting between the two of us on, just cast your vote. We will see you guys next week. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.